You know, when you think about where a massive, chart-topping rock anthem comes from, what do you picture? A fancy studio? A tour bus? Well, how about this? The back of a high school math class.
Okay, let's set the scene. It's the year 2000. And there was this one song, you literally couldn't escape it on rock radio. It spent a combined 20 weeks at #1 on Billboard's rock charts. It was an absolute monster of a hit.
But the story behind this song, man, it's just as legendary as that unforgettable opening guitar riff. And it all starts not in some music industry hub, but in a classroom in small-town Mississippi, all thanks to a teenager who was just really bored with algebra.
So of course we're talking about Kryptonite by Three Doors Down. This was the song, the explosive lead single that took their debut album, The Better Life, and launched it into multi-platinum superstardom. It pretty much helped define the sound of rock for the new millennium.
I mean, just look at the sheer scale of its success. Peaking at #3 on the Hot 100, that's the main chart with all the pop stars, Kryptonite wasn't just a rock hit. No way. It crossed over and became one of the biggest songs of the entire year. So how on earth did that happen? To really get it, we've got to go back to the very beginning.
Our story kicks off in a small town called Escatawpa, Mississippi. This is where the guys from Three Doors Down grew up. And this was not some band put together by a label. This was the real deal, born out of friendship and just a pure love for making music.
So the original trio, that's Brad Arnold on vocals and drums, Matt Roberts on guitar, and Todd Harrell on bass, they literally just got together to play for fun at a friend's party. From there, they slowly built up a local following, eventually bringing in Chris Henderson to really fill out their sound, which was this amazing blend of post-grunge and alternative rock.
Even their iconic name has this super humble origin. It came from just a random moment on the road, seeing a busted sign and thinking, hey, that sounds cool. It just perfectly captures their whole vibe, totally unpretentious and down to earth.
All right, so here's the really amazing part. The song that kicked off their entire career was actually written years before they even had a record deal in their sights. It was just this flash of inspiration in the one place you would never, ever expect it.
That's straight from the lead singer Brad Arnold. He was just 15 years old, totally zoned out in math class, just letting his mind wander. And get this, he says Kryptonite was only like the 5th or 6th song he had ever written in his life. Crazy!
And the way Kryptonite came together was pure lightning in a bottle. I mean, the rhythm started from him just tapping a beat on his desk in class. He gets the lyrics, brings them to practice, and boom! Matt Roberts plays that classic guitar riff almost instantly. The whole song was basically done in about 30 minutes. It was just completely organic and unbelievably fast.
Okay, so you've got this killer song written in a classroom and pieced together in a mobile home. How in the world does it get from there to the global stage? Well, the next piece of the puzzle was a local radio station that decided to take a chance on some hometown kids.
So the band gave their own independent demo to a local station, WCPR FM in Biloxi. And as soon as that song hit the airwaves, the station's phone lines just lit up. It was instant. People just connected with it right away.
And we're not talking a minor hit here. It became the station's #1 most requested song for over 15 weeks in a row. That created this massive local buzz that the big record labels up in New York just couldn't ignore anymore.
The domino effect from there was just incredible. That local radio buzz got them a showcase at the legendary CBGB Club in New York City. And that gig landed them a deal with Universal Records. So that simple demo tape turned into a debut album that would end up going 7 times platinum. What a ride.
But the wild success of Kryptonite was really just the beginning. It was the rocket fuel that launched their debut album, The Better Life, and turned it into one of the biggest rock records of the entire decade.
And that album was definitely not a one-hit wonder. No, it spun off 4 huge singles. You had Loser, Duck and Run, and Be Like That. And each one was a major hit. It totally cemented Three Doors Down as a serious force in rock music.
You know, over the years, Brad Arnold has explained that the song's meaning is actually a lot deeper than just a superhero story. He says it's really a question about unconditional friendship. Like, will you be there for me, not just when I'm down, but will you be there for me when I'm succeeding without getting jealous? And all that success also fueled a real commitment to giving back. Super early in their career, they started the Better Life Foundation to help kids in need. They've always used their platform for good, which just goes to show how deep their connection to their community really is. But the story doesn't quite end there.
Like any great song, the lyrics have inspired some really fascinating interpretations, including one that puts the whole thing in a completely different, spiritual light. Yeah, there's a popular fan theory that reframes the entire song. It's not a talk between friends, but a dialogue between a person questioning their faith and a reassuring God. It's all about doubt and unconditional love.
In this interpretation, God is the Superman, and our human flaws, our sins, are his kryptonite. So, was it divinely inspired, or was it just a stroke of genius from a bored teenager? The song's real power is that it can be whatever you need it to be. And that leaves you wondering, what is it that truly makes a song immortal?